right, welcome back to episode, 5 of the ZBK podcast. I'm Chris here with my mates. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hello.
All right, we're excited. Thank you all for the support that you've given us over the last 4 episodes, and you'll continue to give us with your support. AJ will now have to sing Firework by Katy Perry.
AJ's going to be absolutely killing that song.
AJ, when can we expect to see your rendition of Firework by Katy Perry?
Expected to be really uninspired and really entertaining if you like to see me feel embarrassed about singing a song. So proud of you guys for getting 30 likes. Thanks for the support.
All right, it's going to be good.
Thanks, guys, for supporting the podcast and giving all your likes to it. So here's my rendition of Firework by Katy Perry. Only for a minute, though. All right. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel like a paper thin, like a house of cards, wanting to cave in? Do you ever feel buried deep, 6 feet under, scream, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you? 'Cause there's spark on you. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just own the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Let this go. Where's burst? Make him go. As you shoot across the sky. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Go and let it go. First, make him go. You gotta leave him going. All right, that was it. Don't ever make me do this again. I appreciate and love all of you. Keep watching the pod.
With that, let's go ahead and get started with episode 5. Highlights of the week. AJ, you want to kick us off with your highlight of the week?
Yeah, of course. We're gonna talk in Euro qualifying. Bukayo Saka today, actually, as we record, getting a hat trick against Macedonia. Do well for his confidence, getting first team minutes in the England squad. He looks pretty good, and I'm pretty happy for him. Hat trick is nothing to scoff at. So,
in front of his future home at Old Trafford. What fun that would be. All right.
Biggest Judas if he does that. I would cry. He's another Robin Van Persie.
I'd laugh for him just to sign with United now. All right, Josh, what's your highlight of the week this week?
My highlight of the week is Christian Pulisic being the tournament's best player. I feel good for him. He had a really rough season, at Chelsea. I think that's probably the last season that we'll have him.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely wasn't his best that he could have been for us, but I do love him because he's a USA player. Guy bleeds red, blue, and white. And it's really I'm happy that he got more trophies than Chelsea this season. But it feels really good as an American fan. And I'm sure your highlight of the week might be maybe Florian, maybe not. I don't know. So I'll leave that one for you. But it felt good to see him smile after a tough season for the Chelsea fans. But it felt good. He did really well in that tournament. And as an American fan, I think we can all agree that it was very encouraging going forward, except for the news that we will talk about later.
Yeah, Pulisic. Yikes. I mean, it is good to see him smile. That guy was carrying the world on his shoulders this season in Chelsea, not getting any minutes and nothing. So it's good to see our captain happy again. My highlight of the week, you did kind of spoil it. Flo Balogun, my new guy. Love that. Like getting him over from England and Nigeria to the US is huge for us for the future. But he scored his first goal for the US in a final. Second player to ever score their first U.S. men's national team goal in a final after Chris Richards did it 15 minutes before him. So it's good to see Flo get a goal and get on the score sheet. I know all U.S. fans are excited because we finally have a good number 9 since, I mean, Josie Altidore is pretty good, but Flo's probably going to end up being better than him.
Yeah, and what a goal, honestly. What a goal that was.
Yeah, we can also talk about Gio Reyna. Gio Reyna's highlight of the year will be that game because he's not going to play another minute for the U.S. men's national team after what we talked about later. But with Flo, me and AJ were talking earlier about all the Instagram lives that were going on after the game. And I turned into Balogun's Instagram live, and they were bowling Pulisic into the champagne bottles. They literally grabbed him by the hands and the legs and thrown him into champagne. So it was pretty cool. It's good to see the boys have fun and pick up another CONCACAF Nations League. That's our 3rd straight. And then we're going to go for back-to-back CONCACAF Gold Cups starting in about 5 days from the day we record. So good. Those are some good highlights of the week. Obviously, we're going to talk about some other stuff this week, but let's start with this Around the World Sports Roundup. All right, let's go start with America. Let's talk baseball. AJ, you got anything baseball-wise for us this week?
I wouldn't say everything stayed pretty much the same in the standings. The Rays are still the best team in the entire league right now, which is great. Not just being a homer, but for the most part, everything's pretty much stayed the same. I would say the Diamondbacks are having a pretty good season, leading the NL West out there. For how long, who knows? Because there's some pretty decent teams out there, but still pretty happy for them. And for the most part, everybody's doing their part in, and we're almost halfway. Their All-Star break is almost here, but I would say there hasn't been a huge amount of baseball. Oh, and that still suck. So there's that. But
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, dude, like I love baseball. Baseball's cool, but obviously it's not in the biggest interest of us. Me and Josh, at least. I know you love baseball, AJ. But
yeah, I watch occasion. I watch a good amount, but there's not a whole lot of talking points unless I want to sound like a really old fart, you know.
Right. No,
like,
you know what? I would say as far as baseball goes, since we're all fans of the Rays, it's exciting that they're actually doing good. It's like weird. It's kind of surreal, you know. And Zach Eflin is the GOAT. And you know, next segment. All right, let's go.
All right, that's enough baseball for this week. Let's go back to soccer. Obviously soccer fans here. But Saudi Arabia is kind of taking over the world right now when it comes to soccer. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on within the country itself. With their everybody's offloading their players to them, and they have money going into each and every account, it seems like, across the world. I mean, there was talks today that I saw that they invested $900 million into I think it's Life Global, which also happens to be Chelsea's main ownership group. And then now Chelsea are offloading all their players to Saudi Arabia. Just some funny conspiracy theories that are coming with Saudi Arabia taking over the sport. They're starting an All-Star League over there, man. Like, there's not much else to say. You're gonna see Ronaldo, Benzema, Conte. AJ, am I missing anybody? I can't think of anybody else on the top of my head.
I don't believe so. I mean, Ziyech just got thinged over there, or he's pretty much linked over there.
You know what, bro? Like, since the transfer market just started, right? So, all the news so far has been around Saudi Arabia and I think Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong? Has anything else happened?
No, nothing else.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it All-Star League. Those guys are kind of old. Like I'm not saying they're bad anymore, but like they're not bad. I'm just saying like they're definitely not what you would have gotten about 5 years ago.
Yeah. So I have a couple tweets here, because since it's about Chelsea, my club, I follow guys, but this one is from Tele Football. It says European rivals of Chelsea and Wolves because Wolves sold Neves.
Yeah,
That's the only player they sold, right?
Yeah, but Neves, they sold him for 60 mil, but he was being
Oh,
quoted
yeah.
at, he was being quoted at 30 to 40 mil to go to Barcelona. And he's the first, I think they said ages 22 to 26 player to go to sold to Saudi Arabia.
All right, so they said, and Wolves are European rivals of Chelsea and Wolves are calling for a fair market investigation into Saudi Arabia's dramatic haul of big money signings. One top club says teams are using the Saudi Pro League as a get out of FFP jail free card. Chelsea sources claim interest in their players is purely transitional and down to the club's popularity in the Middle East. The club denies that PIF has any existing financial interest in the club, despite reports that Clear Lake, which owns about 60% of Chelsea, has a minority investment from PIF. So I think the big thing there is that it's a minority investment and not like a huge one. And I think people are just going to be salty about it. As far as transfers go, Hakeem Ziyech apparently is leaving, like AJ said, to Al Nassr. Is that where Ronaldo's at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Mendy is going to Al Ahly. They're already like personal terms agreed. And then Koulibaly, I believe, is also going. So Aubameyang was supposed to go for like dirt cheap, like 6 mil, but he doesn't want to. And Lukaku doesn't want to go. So I mean, that's really. Oh, and Kovacic is going to City for like
30 mil.
Like around 30 mil, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that official? Is that official now?
Yes. So it's not official, but
not yet.
The difference is like 2 to 3 mil for the price tag. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it coming soon. We also, another thing I guess for Chelsea is we're going to bid for Caicedo this week and Jackson from where does he play? Villarreal?
Yeah.
So I mean that's really all that's been going on, really. And I guess Jude Bellingham. Did we already talk Jude?
No, we haven't talked Jude to Madrid yet.
Okay.
We have not talked about Mr. Bellingham.
And Mbappe to Chelsea.
Yeah, okay. Mbappe to Saudi League at this rate, then.
Yeah.
You're not wrong there. I think that's about it. One other thing before we move on to the next around the world segment. I just thought it was funny going back to Saudi Arabia. The Premier League's biggest sponsor is EA Sports, but the PIF just made a bigger investment into EA Sports. So it's another one of those funny conspiracy theories, but we're slowly starting to see these. Obviously, we're seeing it in Man City having Abu Dhabi. We're seeing United talking with Qatar, but we're seeing these bigger Middle Eastern oil countries come in and start to influence their ways into the footballing world. Yeah. With that, let's come back to America. Josh, what you got?
All right. So biggest thing that just happened is Bradley Beal at the Wizards has been traded to the Phoenix Suns for drumroll. Nothing.
Literal garbage.
They got CP0 ring, Shamet, and a second round pick, right?
They got like multiple seconds.
2 second, I believe
2 second round picks.
Seconds.
Here's what blows my mind in this trade. You're telling me that is the best that you get for Bradley Beal when Rudy Gobert just got 5 first round picks? Yeah,
but here's the thing. Here's the difference though is Beal is the only player in the league who has a no trade clause. So Bradley Beal got to pick where he went. So if he wanted Phoenix badly, they had to take whatever Phoenix gave. So like Gobert went for 5 first round picks, but that didn't matter because Bradley Beal said, "Screw you, Washington. I'm out."
They got fleeced though, bro. They got absolutely fleeced, bro. Me and AJ were kind of talking about it, but like, here we go. It's fresh, so your Phoenix fans are like, "Oh my gosh, we're a championship team now." You're not a championship team, bro. You have 3 guys that I think their points per game average is really good. It's what
over
25 or something.
Probably 25 to 28, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
digits.
And I think in the playoffs they were like around 30 or something. So that's really good. The problem is, like I was telling AJ, is there's only one ball that you can play with. and they can't all score at the same time. So
It's true.
biggest problem for Phoenix is they don't have any kind of defense. This doesn't improve their depth. It doesn't make it worse, really. You're getting rid of Shamet, whatever. You still are stuck with Ayton, which we've already talked about on this podcast. He's terrible. AJ was saying, like, good luck trying to get any kind of good assets for him. I think if Phoenix does really want to do something with that team, they need to figure out a way to get Ayton out of their team and get some better role players. I don't know. What are your guys' opinions? I mean, I'm not. I guess as far as entertainment goes, cool, but I don't see anything else in that. You know,
I'm just not a huge fan. Like you're saying, like, yeah, they're basically in the same spot as last year. Because it's like, oh, we have Katie, we have Booker, we have CP3. What the heck's the difference? I get CP3's older, but like, what the heck is the difference? You still have no bench. You have no defense. Like, you need guys like that. Like I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say if they still had like Mikal Bridges and is it Cam Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
If they still had those guys, I think they probably would have gone 7 with the Nuggets. I don't know if they would have won, but I think they would have gone 7 with the Nuggets because like those guys are legit options off the bench. Like, and you already had 2 guys who could score at that rate. And it's just one of those things where it's like I just saw some clip about like it's like the new ownership. It's like the new ownership itis or whatever. Because I mean, not to drag Chelsea, but like Chelsea kind of just did the same thing where it's like we gotta buy when you're a new owner. It's like you gotta buy the best new things. You gotta make your team the best new thing because you know you just spent a crap ton of money acquiring like ownership in a team, and sometimes it doesn't work out. And I think we might be seeing that with Phoenix. If they go farther than the second round again this upcoming season, I'd be really shocked. So that is my thoughts. I don't hate Bradley Beal. I just wish he went somewhere else.
Yeah, I agree. I just saw something saying that the Wizards proposed for Ayton to be included in that trade, which would make sense, you know, more sense than what they got. But they were like, nah.
They have Tingus Pingus. They have Tingus Pingus, bro.
Yeah, but it's the idea of like a more even trade. Like they were just like, nah, we're good.
Well, so Phoenix was the only one who gave a legit offer. Miami was always interested, but they can never agree on who was going from Miami. Is it going to be Tyler Hero? Is it going to be Duncan Robinson and Kyle Lowry? Is it going to be Nikola Jovic and Haywood Highsmith? Is that his name? But like neither of those teams, neither Miami nor Phoenix have first round picks. So Washington either way gets screwed here. I pulled up the cap sheet for Phoenix. Kevin Durant is making $47.6 million this year. Bradley Beal's making $46.7 million. Devin Booker's making $36 million. DeAndre Ayton's making $32.4 million. They have those 4 guys under contract right now. The only other guy under contract for them is Ish Wainwright. They have 5 dudes under contract right now, and they're currently spending $140 million on 4 players. Yeah. Like, where do you like? I mean, we joke about their bench is going to have literally be like NBA roster filler guys. Like, everybody's going to be
the bald white guys.
Yeah,
the bald white guys, non-faces.
Pew generated.
Yeah, they're going to be AI generated players. But like, honestly, this is where I could see success coming from. And I'll take the other side because you guys both don't think it's going to work out. I'll take it from the other side. I don't think it's going to work out, but for devil's advocate, let's play both sides. Let's say this does work out. They take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Tom Brady model. You get your big names in. You get your big name in Kevin Durant. You put the bigger names around him, like the Bucs. They have Brady, Evans, and Godwin, and they got Gronk in. So like with Katie, they get Booker, and they have Beal now and Ayton. You get these guys on vet minimums now. Like I'm sure there's a ton of guys who are like, oh, let's go ring chasing, like Russell Westbrook.
They get D'Angelo or
that's
D'Angelo or Pat Bev. Yeah, they get D'Angelo or have depth guards, point guards. I don't know, man. Like the
There's a-
options are slim.
Yeah, I know, dude.
The options are slim, but like I'm sure some of these guys would be like, all right, look, they got 4 really good guys over there in Phoenix. Let's go take a vet min. I've made $35 million in the last 3 years. Let's go take a vet. Let's go take 1 year and let's go see if we can win a ring. And that will it happen? 99% sure it will not happen.
Yeah, who Kevin Love?
I just don't think Beal needed to go there. As far as his career, like I like Beal. He's a great player. I just don't. You got Devin Booker that can drop tons of points. We saw in the playoffs, and you got Katie that can do the same thing. I would have liked Beal to go to someone like the 76ers, to be honest. You put like Tobias Harris in that trade package with like a first rounder and someone else. That would have been better.
Dude, I wish. I want to get that hag off my team, that super max.
But like there, Beal could be that. He could be that main guy alongside Embiid, bro, and like score.
Yeah, but what do you do in Philly? What do you do with Maxey and Harden then?
Well, Harden
needs to go.
can
Maxey
leave.
stays.
Maxey can stay. He's a shooting guard, or you can make him a point guard and Beal a shooting guard.
Get rid of Tobias Harris. Get rid of I don't know, some random like what's his name, Korkmaz.
PJ Tucker. We get rid of PJ.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. At least we're not Phoenix Suns fans, so
This is true. I am intrigued to see how this big four is going to work out. They need to trade Ayton if they want anything to have success this season. I think you trade Ayton for whatever you can get, and you move on. All right. Well, that was fun. Lots of fun stuff going on around the world of sports. Give us 1 second. We'll be back with our main segment where we're going to talk Gregg Berhalter in U.S. soccer. All right, let's do this. We are coming up on the biggest cycle for the golden generation of U.S. soccer. We just came out of the 2022 World Cup, losing in the round of 16 to the Netherlands, getting totally technically outclassed by a team that, if you look at the starting 11, you could definitely fit some U.S. players in there. So I don't think we're that far off from the rest of the world. But we got absolutely outclassed in that game. Gregg Berhalter's contract ended at the end of that World Cup, and we spent the last 6 months as a country, as a soccer federation, waiting to hear who our next coach would be. We brought in a new sporting director from England named Matt Crocker, and with that, he created a couple new positions for some guys to come in and work alongside of him. And we even hired a freaking outside recruiting group to help in the search for the coach. And here we are 6 months later, and Thursday night, we found out that Gregg Berhalter was coming back. And on the night that we destroyed Mexico in the greatest game that we've ever played against Mexico all time, 3-0, and it got overshadowed by the fact that our overlord, Shadow Realm, worst coach, in my opinion, Gregg's coming back. Let me get your guys' thoughts real quick before we fully dive in. Josh, quick thoughts. Gregg Berhalter's coming back.
This sucks, dude. It really just sucks. It's funny because like we played Canada and Mexico. It's Canada, Mexico, USA, right? That's always what it's been. I guess if you want to throw in someone else in there, you can, but Canada's I would say probably was the best team on this side of the planet. But after those 2 games, I feel like we are by far. And it's just crazy to me because the formation, the way that we were playing, it's even like a bystander soccer fan, like that makes sense. That's how you should be playing your team. You put Gregg in there and all of a sudden his fragile, emotional, like drama heart can't take starting someone like Gio Reyna, who was crucial in the game. It's just like Gregg is playing AYSO soccer, bro. It really is. He's not. I don't think he's good. I mean, I think he's a worse manager than Frank Lampard, to be honest. And that's
a huge statement right there.
Terrible.
It just really does suck. Is it like 100% confirmed that he is going to be?
Yeah, US men's team posted like everybody, like they had an interview on yesterday, as we're recording, that the vice president came on and said, "Yeah, we hired him. He's official."
Dude,
All
Yeah,
that.
I just felt like any other option would have been better, even if it
Well-
wasn't a great option.
you're right, but they won't tell us who they interviewed though. Me and Idris were sitting together last night watching the USA Canada game, and they brought in. Oh, let me not butcher his name. I'll get his name, but they brought him on. He's the new vice president of sport. And he basically came on and couldn't give any answers. Because he goes, due to confidentiality, I can't tell you anything. Oguchi Onyewu, that's his name. He used to play for the US. He was a commentator with Paramount Plus with Kate Abdo and Clint Dempsey and all them. He's the vice president of sport, one of those newly created positions they brought in, and he literally came on last night at the game and goes, they asked him questions. There's multiple times they're like, "Who can you tell us who you interviewed?" He goes, "No, due to confidentiality, I cannot tell you who he interviewed." They're like, "Bro, just
So
give me one
ridiculous.
name. Just give me what? Tell me that you interviewed Thierry Henry or that you interviewed
It's so
Patrick
ridiculous,
Vieira."
dude. Literally anywhere else, they literally are telling you who the candidates are that they're
Uh-huh.
looking at. The USA are just too freaking scared to be like, let us know, because I guarantee you that there was good names in there. 100% there was good names in there that would get you excited, but they didn't want to because for some reason they're freaking attached to Gregg. I don't know why. I think there's a lot more that goes into it, but it just sucks. And as a USA fan, I think we have to really just sit and enjoy that trophy we won, because who knows what it's gonna be like now, dude.
Yeah. All right, AJ. Greg's coming back. What do you think?
First of all, he's not the worst coach. Bruce Arena is pretty bad, but still, yeah, it's not great. It feels like a step back in a moment of progress. Cause like, yeah, like we were talking, like, yeah, we played great. We played really well. We played simple, structured football, and we played really simply, and it was more, and it's like you want to see more, but then if you ever watch US soccer, you ever seen Greg coach, it's just like his squad selection is terrible. He brings in way too many MLS guys, and he played. I don't know. Like the only reason he has is his winning. He's the most winningest coach in US history. Sadly, he
Yeah,
is.
percentage wise, yeah, he is.
Yeah, but still, like that's all he has. I don't get why you would look at his performance in the 2026. We roasted it because we were talking like the whole Ricardo Pepi situation. It's like the guy balled out. He had a good international season, or he was up to that point. He even in friendlies and qualifiers, he was playing really well. He was scoring goals. I mean, he's not a great 9, but like he still scores goals. And he brings Haji Wright. Why? What? Like he played for you and he got you there. Like what is that? Like I get you don't have to like love the guy personally, but results don't lie. And like it's just one of those things where it's like I will give Greg this. I mean, we were the only CONCACAF team to make it out into the knockouts. I mean, not saying much because Canada had a pretty tough group, and Mexico are garbage. But it's just, I don't know what. Like, is there just he has to have blackmail on them or something? Because
I don't know, dude.
there's no way they look at Greg and say, "Oh, you know that guy." Well, they were talking about on the broadcast about how like this is not the same guy. What do you mean it's not the same guy? It's literally the same. He's like, oh, he's changed his ways. What do you mean? That dude's gonna be playing Aaron Long. I know. We all know it. Like,
Oh my gosh.
it's just one of those
Gonna
things.
bring Josie Altidore out of
Yeah,
retirement.
Josie Altidore back. Michael Bradley. We're gonna get everybody back. The whole gang together.
Yeah, say
But,
goodbye
yeah,
to Gio. Say goodbye to Pepe.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to like Stefan.
Say goodbye to the hope of Florian Balogun.
Yeah, dude.
It's rough.
Just a step back. Just a step back of what we need as a nation.
Agreed.
Like in US soccer.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it. I wouldn't say it's a step back, bro. It feels like we fell off the cliff we just climbed up. Like we climbed out of the ashes, like from 2014 or 18. When we didn't qualify in 18, we were at the bottom of the bottom. We climbed out of the pit. We got out of the group in 2022, and we were like, all right, Gregg's gone. We can finally have some freedom. And no, we forgot to hook our clip onto the rock, and we fell right back down to the bottom of the cliff.
Yeah.
Like it
It's
just feels.
just
Go ahead.
it's just frustrating because like we have so many young, good players, and in my opinion, that management, like this time that they was spent looking for a manager was so crucial for us as a football club team, a national team, because all these players that we have right now, we need someone that can really develop them and hone their skills, and that they can trust and feel like this is their team. There's too much drama with Gregg. Our players are going to soon be entering their prime ages, and they're going to be stuck with him as their manager. So if we wanted to actually be able to maybe do something, like actually be like, oh my gosh, USA actually look good. Like they could be a dark horse. They could beat someone like Netherlands, and you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, Netherlands are going to beat them. They could maybe put up a fight with someone like Argentina without Messi. They could do something. Now that we have Gregg coming in, our players are going to be stuck with him. How long is his contract? Do we
They
know?
say they wanted him for the 2026 World Cup.
Yeah. So that,
Yeah.
dude.
Which screws us over even more. That's why we were talking earlier about how we want him to be so bad in Copa America, because if he's bad in Copa America, it's kind of a warning sign that like, oh yeah, he actually can't hang with better competition. He's good in CONCACAF, but who isn't with the talent they have on the US roster? You know what I
I
mean?
don't know. There's really not much to say other than like that is what it is, bro.
Sucks.
That is what it is, dude.
All right, let's
It
get
is
out of
what it
this.
is.
They made a conscious decision. They made a conscious decision to rehire the same guy.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out of our opinion phase. Let's go into some facts. Let's talk. Obviously, we've talked bad about Gregg. Let's just pile on real quick. Some of the worst thing Gregg Berhalter has done as the U.S. manager. Well, AJ brought it up. Ricardo Pepi, 19 years old, was one of the most promising strikers that we had seen in World Cup qualifying going into that 2022 World Cup. And Gregg kind of just put him out in the cold and said, "Hey, I'm not bringing you. I'm going to bring these other guys. I'm going to bring Jordan Morris, who I love JMO, but that guy didn't deserve crap. I think he only came because he needed a morale boost after 3 ACL surgeries in 2 years. Haji Wright plays for Trabzonspor in like Turkey somewhere. He's not very good. We leave our 19-year-old choo-choo train Ricardo Pepi, choo-chooed us all the way to the freaking World Cup, and we left him at home.
We wouldn't have been in the World Cup without Pepi.
No, we wouldn't have qualified.
Yeah.
He left out Zach Steffen, who at the time was our number one goalkeeper. To be fair, Matt Turner is incredible. He'll never be as good as Tim Howard, but he's up there as one of the top 3 best goalkeepers we've had at the US. But like Zach Steffen having a great club year. He left Man City to get game time at Middlesbrough so he could play in the World Cup, and Gregg said, "Good job. Do that, but I'm still not bringing you." And then ultimately, we get to the Gio Reyna stuff, which, to be fair, in Gregg's defense, Gio's parents were kind of being buttholes. They were just butthurt that their son was being treated poorly by Gregg. But Gregg put it upon himself at the end when he kind of just revealed all the locker room drama and trash that was in there. That, I mean, dude, we all know, we've all played sports, that whatever happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. Like if you have a blow up with your coach or your teammate, that stays in the locker room. Like Gregg kind of aired the dirty laundry there of like talking trash about Gio, and then it all spun. What was it? It was probably like a month straight of Claudio Reyna versus Gregg Berhalter, and then the Reynas brought up how Gregg had a domestic violence case back in '91 when he kicked his wife in an alleyway. Like it was just back and forth. It was literally, I have on here, literally high school drama, bro. It's like when that one girl cheats on that one dude with the other dude, and the one chick is mad at the other chick. It's just like, what are we doing here, man? Like we're a soccer federation, not Mitchell High School drama. Like,
Yeah,
come
for
on.
real, right? The only good thing I can say out of all this is at least Gregg wasn't the manager when we won the trophy. That hag does not deserve that to lift anything, bro.
That's true. All right. That's enough bad. All right, good stuff. Gregg's done. He is technically percentage-wise the greatest US coach. He had 60 games, 37 wins, 12 draws, 11 losses. So he got points at 45 out of 60 games. He averaged 2.05 points per game. Scored 2 goals per game. Gillen gave up 0.67 goals per game. Which, to be fair, the stats look great. And me and AJ had the conversation yesterday where everything he did stats wise looks good, but the players look like crap.
They could be better. They could be better though.
They could be better, but like to be in his defense, like actually I can't even defend him. I have no way of defending him, man. Like I'd love to be unbiasedly podcast host defend him, but I can't because I'm with you guys. Like I'm trying to be positive, but I'm just so dejected at the fact that we're literally restarting 2020.
I feel like the players can't play freely. Like they're all like the Twitter comments and stuff, and like you kind of see it like in the performances they put against Canada and Mexico. Like they look like they were having fun. They look like they were enjoying their football. And then when Gregg comes in, like I mean, we've seen it already. Just like rigid, like just panicked football, and like nobody looks like they're really having fun out there. Like, isn't that the point? Like, like you'll play good if you don't feel good. Like,
yeah,
it's just one of those things where it's like you kind of like you put a leash on it again. Like these guys look good when they have a manager that understands they just want to play football or soccer. Sorry, but like you know what I mean. Like it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, this again, another. We're going through the motions.
Yeah, they were talking after last night how we had to play Joe Scally and we had to play Chris Richards and like Miles Robinson played, and they were saying if Gregg was the coach there, Sir Joe Scally wouldn't have seen the field. It would have been Reggie Cannon, DeAndre Yedlin, or well, I don't even know the other right back, but like it would have been one of the Shaq Moore. It would have been one of those 3 guys playing right back, and it would have been Aaron Long or any other center back that's not named Chris Richards or Austin Trusty playing. But BJ Callahan stepped up really well, and he did that, and he played the guys that Gregg never would have played, and we saw a lot of positivity in these 2 games. I think we're all at a loss of why we're doing this again. It's going to be another 4 years of frustration. I think that obviously we're going to win games. We're going to beat El Salvador. We're going to beat Nicaragua. We're going to beat Honduras. We're going to beat whoever, Jamaica, Cuba, Puerto Rico. If they even have teams.
You're not beating Nicaragua.
Costa Rica, yeah, Nicaragua.
We'll beat those teams, but like we'll beat Mexico because they're in shambles right now. But like when Copa America comes next year, it's in the U.S., which I'm hoping we can get to a couple games in person. It'd be cool to see some of those guys play. But when we get to Copa America, we're playing Uruguay and Brazil and Chile and Argentina. Like, dude, we are gonna get hung out on a freaking line, bro. It's gonna be like 5-0, 4-0. Like, we're gonna get destroyed. And I think we don't have to see. We don't have to see. We saw we played against the Netherlands, bro. And Brazil and Argentina are both a couple times better than the Netherlands, in my opinion. But we'll see. Well, at the end of the day, it's just it's frustration on our parts here at the podcast, but we don't get a say. We just get to vent our feelings about it to a camera and a microphone. All right. Well, that's it for the main segment of U.S. soccer. Let's hope for the best as we move on to our next area of the project. All right, let's last week we hit the 30 likes of AJ singing Katy Perry. We hit 30. By the skin of our teeth, we hit 30. I think we hit it Sunday morning. I was sitting in church and I looked it down and we had 30 likes.
30 again.
So I think, yeah, let's go back for 30. 30 likes, and I don't know what, AJ, give us a thing. We punished you last week, so give one of us a of a light goal challenge here?
I've 30 likes and Josh has to pie himself in the face. He has to go buy pie and stick it in his
Okay.
face.
Okay.
A simple but classic. All right, 30
Oh,
likes.
we gotta up it then, bro. We gotta up it to 35.
Nah, bro, what do you mean? It just think Firework
No.
and you put 30 likes.
All right.
All right,
fine.
30 likes and you pie yourself in the face. All right, you heard it
Jaden will pie
first.
me.
Jaden, yeah, your wife could pie you. Make it fun, make it exciting for the fans. Again, we just want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in every week. Thank you for the liking the videos. Thank you for sharing it with your friends. It's been fun here at the ZBK podcast, episode 5. With that, I'm your host, Chris. It is time to say goodbye to my mates, Josh and AJ. Boys, it's been a pleasure.
Guys.
Bye.
It's been a pleasure. We'll see you all next week.